Hi, I'm Kagi. Welcome to the High Fiber Diet. I have no idea what episode, and I've done a few travel ones in the last week. Um, so yeah, let's get back to normal. Maybe. Um, I'm coming to you from Rapid City, South Dakota now, as this is now my hometown. Um, have a window over there. I think it's a bit shiny, so I'm going to take off my glasses. But you can see me, so that's fine. Um, I don't know where to start. Oh my gosh. The last time I did a regular sort of podcast, I was sitting in front of packing boxes. Oh, let's see. As of the day after Easter, which I believe was the 6th, a friend of mine and I, well, you might know her, Kobe from CJ Kopek Creations, drove the U-Haul truck. We picked it up Monday morning. My son and his family were there to help load, and I had hired movers. And we loaded up the truck and headed out. That night we stayed just outside of Iowa City. And the cats traveled okay. They were noisy. The vet had given us anxiety drugs for them, sedatives, and they were okay. At night, Spot was crazy. So I didn't get much sleep. I don't think Kobe did either that first night. And the second day, I decided to move the cats, and instead we gave them the anxiety pills at night. And everything worked out. A little bit more sleep, not all the way, but we made it into Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And the next day was a harrowing drive. It was sleety, snowy, windy, icky. 5.5 hours from Sioux Falls into Rapid City. And we left there early so that we could get here early afternoon so I could sign the lease. And instead of staying in another hotel, we were able to stay here at the house. It's an itty bitty little house, just over 800 square feet. Has a basement. Most of the stuff I did not put in the basement for storage. I wanted to go through it again and sort Sarge's stuff, my stuff, what we'll actually need, and what we don't really need. Even kitchen boxes that I'm pulling out, I only need like half of it because it's just me. So I'm repacking certain things, and those will go into deep storage in the basement. But until then, I'm sort of living out of boxes. I have the living room mostly undone, bedroom partially undone. I got rid of my dressers and Sarge's dressers. So we were at the point in Michigan of buying new dressers, and it was kind of like the next purchase would be washer, dryer, and dressers. So when I got here, I bought new washer and dryer, left the old ones at the house. We ended up selling that house. We're in process still. We signed all the paperwork. I just have to be out here for work. So he's able to take care of things on his off days, so that's okay. He can do that back home. He's not living there. He's been stationed with the military, so Bear's also right around the corner, and so is Boo, and so they're taking care of things for me. I'll get the house situated as I can. I need to go to either a charity shop or even a furniture store and get new dressers. But everything right now is in suck-up bags, the vacuum seal bags, or in, I had gotten some underbed zippered storage that I had been using, and I just ordered more of those, and we just moved in that instead. The cats are very much loving having an upstairs and a downstairs. They've never had that before, and they like exploring the basement, but they know when Mom closes the basement door, they have to be upstairs. They're no longer anxiety ridden. That has gone away. Mr. Spot occasionally meows, and I think it's more that the smell of the house is becoming ours instead of somebody else's. And as the animal smell and things like that. And it isn't like they're stinky, because they're not, but you know, just normal, the couches, you know, it's every house has its own scent, and it wasn't his house yet, and so he's calming down. And of course, he is an old curmudgeon of a cat, so yeah. I did get moved in. I still need to find out what I need to do to change the plates on the car, change my driver's license, things like that. I start work tomorrow, so these things will come with time. I know I have a certain period of time in order to do them, but I just haven't gotten there yet. Talked to insurance yesterday about transferring insurance to here, getting renter's insurance because I'm leasing the house for a year, that kind of thing. Did have somebody from here in Rapid City reach out to me about a vet, and so I thoroughly appreciate that. Thank you. And the cats all just got their checks and everything right before we left. But knowing that there's a good one around the corner that I can take the cats to in case of any issues, that's good. I'll find a doctor for me in that as time comes. I've gotten very little knitting or crochet done because I've just been so busy doing. And what I have gotten done, I am now on skein number 3 of rustic, and I've only got about half a skein left, and I'm doing this 1-button shawl. Let's see, correct side, there we go, and I'm yay long on it, and just have half a skein to do and bind off and then block and put the button on. And I still haven't decided if I'm going to use the darker button or the whiter button. Kind of leaning towards the darker just because it blends in a little bit better than the whiter. So it is what it is. But this is out of Cascade Rustic, and I've heard that there's a new base coming out that is a linen wool that's a lot like this, but it's not by Cascade. So that is linen and wool. The other thing I have been working on, I still haven't finished, and that's in my bucket. Pick these buckets up. Dollar store, I think. This is what I use for my wash buckets most of the time. I have 4 of them, and I used to use them for soaking yarn when I dyed yarn, things like that. But these are probably 5 or 6 years old and still in use, even though they were $1 each. They're wonderful little buckets. Not normally what I carry my knitting in, but right now it holds 2 skeins of the Big Twist Classic. And I think this is from Joann's, but I'm not sure. I think so. And this is just in the Ocean Abyss colorway. And this is for a baby that is due in June, so I need to get it finished and get it mailed back to Michigan. Boo's best friend is having a baby. So it's just a granny square, and I will go out probably to the end of this skein, and then I'll do some kind of scallop heritage heirloom edging on it, probably with the other skein. This reminds me a lot of the old Jiffy, when it used to be more halo-y than it is now, but very machine washable, easy care. So that is what's going on with that. And I sat down just last night and was crocheting on that. And the other thing I picked up, and I think I worked on this a time or two in the hotel room. There was one night it was just, we were way too tired to do anything. So Grubhub was a fan, or was a thing, or I don't know, DoorDash, one of the above. But I am doing a granny ripple out of all of the colors from Knitting McPurley. She had one that she had made into a shawl and had kids dye the colors. And instead of doing the shawl, I wanted to do another granny ripple. So I have that going, and I also have a cone of yarn from Shady Side Farms, and hey, my DNA is on there too. This is their sock weight, and I think it's 1,700 yards was the cone. I don't think it's all there. I think part of this is made up into a different, I may have to order another cone of it, but I am loving the way this one's coming out. I did it wider. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the other one back here only has 6 repeats. And this is just how they're coming out. I didn't put the yarns in any particular order. I just grabbed, and as I made up the cake, it was the next one out of the bag. And I am just absolutely adoring how this is coming out with the white marl, where this one had the brown alpaca marl on it. And you know, I love the way it came out, but like I said, this one felted right here. This one's not going to go into a heavy agitation, because I know already that this cone is hand wash only. So it'll go in a soak instead. Soak and spin. But I sit down as I can and I work on that. And then I had the problem of, I want to start something new. Now I have, 50 projects on, I don't know how many really. I think 50 is an exaggeration, but I have a lot of projects on the needles. My problem is they're buried in boxes right now. So the first night we were in town, we asked the movers, where's a good place to eat? And they told us about this new stuffed burger place that's here in town off Main Street. We're like, okay, we'll go down there. What do we pull right up to? A yarn store. Right next door to the stuffed burger place is the local yarn store, and that is Got Yarn. Actually, I think the name of it is Slip Knits, Fiber Framing and Friends. It's needles, hooks, and books, classes, gatherings, conversation, all welcome. Kim Osland is the owner, and we had to pop in. Just it was fated, right? So if fate throws it at you, you go and you do it. Well, that night we were just mentally, physically, and everything exhausted. We stopped in for just a second and then went and got our food, ran to the supermarket to get a couple things, ran back to get the food once it was cooked, and came back. And it was enough to know where it is. And she opens later in the day. So today I was finally able to go out. And like I said, I wanted to start something. Now, I had started a pair of socks at home. Unfortunately, I went to my son's house for the last dinner there. I think it was Saturday night. Went over, he barbecued. Absolutely amazing food. I left my socks there. When my daughter-in-law came down on Monday when we were leaving, she forgot my socks. So she's got to mail me those socks. So, what's a knitter to do but go and get new socks? Well, I couldn't even find my needles. Obviously, the needles that were in that sock was not with me. But I went and I picked up Hiya Sharps US 1.5 or 2.5 millimeter. US 2 or 2.75 millimeter, and US 1 2.25 millimeter. And it just depends on the sock yarn as to what I do, and I'm a DPN person. I've done magic loop, I've done the flexi flips, I've done just about, you name it, 2 socks on 2 circs, that kind of thing. I've done it. I like my DPNs. And I picked up a skein of Zigzag by King Cole. Never used this brand, I don't think. I don't even think I have it in my stash. It is out of the UK. It is 100 grams, 460 yards, 420 meters, 75.25. And it actually calls for a US 3. I'm going to knit them on a US 2, which is what I normally do. And I don't know if there's the colorway is 3009, and it's New York. We'll see how it knits up. Not sure how that's New York, but I like the copper, the bronze, and the cream, and that's really what this is an orangey copper, a brownie bronze, and a cream all together. And again, that zigzag. I want to see how it comes up. And as I was there, I had picked up Murder Knits. If you haven't watched that podcast, go for it. If you like not only knitting, but also true crime, she's worth it. She's worth watching. I only watched the beginning of it because I'm not that much on true crime, but she always does the knitting in the beginning and the mystery and true crime at the end. And so I watched the beginning portion. But she had just finished a test knit for Wise Owl Knits, Cheryl, and I fell in love with it. And I'm like, I have to order that. And as you see it, you'll see why. There you go, that's the front. And this is the back, it's a swan show. And I've seen swan shows and I've tried them on, and I haven't really wanted to knit one. This one sings to me. And I had to order it. It is now up on several different sites to get it. Again, it's Wise Owl Knits. And I picked up, not getting the regular yarn. I love it, but $30 in shipping if I'm only ordering one sweater's worth, that doesn't do it for me. This instead is Luminosa by Cascade Yarns. It's 52% viscose, 44% baby alpaca, and 4% merino wool. And this is a copper black colorway, and I'm in love with it. And I think it will knit up in those cables just dreamy. This is by Cascade Yarns. 240 yards in each, and I needed 1,600. So just to be on the safe side, instead of just 8, I picked up, they had 9 in this colorway. So I went ahead and I got a sweater's quantity of yarn, and I don't have the needles pulled out for this, but I think it calls for an 8 or a 9, something like that. And I'll swatch and see, but I think I'm going to love this fall. I mean, it's the middle of April and it's very chilly outside, and I still have the heater on here and such. So I did a dent in, the yarn store and was able to do that. I'm looking forward to starting those projects. I'm probably going to start socks tonight. I'm itching to get socks on the needles so that I have something for downtime at work. And, the first couple days, I'm not going to have much downtime anyways. It's all learning the new systems, doing all of that. But we were able to do a little bit of sightseeing while Kobe was here. And we went up to Crazy Horse Memorial and saw that. We went to Mount Rushmore and saw that. a little bit of downtown, not a whole ton, because by the time we got done with that, we had already been to a couple stores that we had to go to. I had to order the washer and dryer. I had to, things like that. So it was a long day that Friday, or that Thursday. It was just very long, and we had to get up very early to get Kobe on the plane on Friday. I think she left here at, we left at 6 a.m. to get her there by 6:30. It's been a whirlwind. I keep saying that, but really it has. It's like my whole life went, and I miss my kids. Of course I miss my husband. But it's an adventure, and I know the kids will come visit, or I will be back out there to visit. And you know, adult children, either they move away or the parents do. It happens. And it's what happens. I'm nervous about my new job, but I think the most nerve-wracking for me is driving up the hill in the snow. So I'm going to be working up in the Black Hills, and so I have to drive from the area down here up there. It's an hour drive each way, or about that, depending on weather. And I'll just get used to it. That's how it goes. So what else do I have to talk about? What is the name of that I purchased? I had to purchase a security system for here at home. I'm living right on the outskirts of the city, so I'm right here. And just to feel safe, I'm here alone, you know. It is Simply Safe. Instead of getting the Ring, I got the Simply Safe that does windows, doors, has the motion detector, has sound detector. It can differentiate between animals and humans. So if the cats are bouncing up and down, it's not going to alert me, but if a human comes in, it's going to alert me. And let me tell you, it alerts you. I had the alarm go off because I thought home meant, hey, I'm home. No, off means, hey, I'm home. Home means you're at home, but you're asleep. You're not going to be up wandering around doing things, and you know, a ways away, and total monitoring. It's just something I'm getting used to because I didn't have a system back in Michigan, and now that I have it here, I wish I would have. It just takes that added thing off. I don't know what to call it, but it's, you know, just a little bit more security. And yeah, it costs each month to have the security. You can do it without, you can do it with just monitoring yourself, and it'll tell you if something moves or something like that. And I have the Wise cameras to watch the cats, but this is more for the house security, and so I'm learning that system. The washer and dryer that I bought are Samsung, and they have the glass top and no agitator in the middle, so I got that, and they were just delivered today. Yesterday they were supposed to be. The company irritated me, didn't show up, and today they were here before 8 a.m. to install, so that was perfect. Little things in the house, you know, there's just, it's a little house, and getting used to dealing with a little house, and what am I pulling out and what am I not, what do I need. What I found out, I have so much crap I don't need, and even unpacking the kitchen, I'm like, why didn't I get rid of this stuff? Why didn't I? Why do I need 3 colanders? I have started a charity box, so that will be going to, I haven't decided where. I haven't seen a charity shop, so I'll have to look. But I hadn't moved in 20 years, or just about 20 years. And the accumulation of crud that I had, and now I don't want to have it. I'm not saying my house is not cluttery. I mean, I've got little bits of stuffs over here. I've got the family wall. You can see the walkthrough of the house. If you're following me on Instagram, I go live every once in a while. But I just don't want it anymore. And it's like, yeah, I have it and I own it, but do I need 3 of it, like the colanders, or like just everything? You know, we've collected and we've used, and even my yarn collection is going to be dwindled down quite a bit as I get it out and go through it. I might be selling off some. I might be just donating some. I don't know. I know I don't need everything. I know my daughter-in-law walked away with, I think, 5 bags of yarn and fiber, just because, you know, her stash isn't very big. She could always come to me, and now I'm not going to be there. So yeah, everything address-wise has been changed. If you need my new address, direct message me and I will get back to you. But yeah, I'm gonna put this up. It's short and sweet, but it is what it is. And I'm now in Mountain Time, so if you see me on, that's when I'm on. And I'm now working full-time as of tomorrow. So I hope to catch you on the flip side. And as always, check your checkbook before starting the high fiber diet. Bye-bye.